Guys, I think I found a champion that is possibly even better than Acrizia in terms of damage. And it's not a void champion, it's a brand new one entering the test server, which we'll be testing today for the video. I wanted to make this one, and I saw the list of champions that were added. They added, I think, 5 or 6 new champions onto the test server. I will be testing them all out in the next couple of days, but I wanted to make this one as the first showcase. I will, of course, test the new fusion that is coming, see if it's worth it for me to go for it, because I think, you know, sometimes you want to skip those hard fusions and take a break and then come back, right? I think it's also going to be a fragment event, so maybe for people who want to get extra fragments, if you're going for the Maud champion, what's her name, High Mother Maud, yeah, you can possibly get fragments for her. So yeah, with that in mind, let's get started. This is the brand new champion, Wallmaster Othorion. I don't get the name, but he looks very cool. Purple themed archer type champion. Very, very cool aesthetic. I like it. Although it's a little bit simple, I like it. How did I gear him? I almost went with triple refresh. I have another piece of refresh that I could have given him, but I went double refresh just so I can get his attack high enough. He's an attack-based champion that becomes tanky as time progresses and he gets more kills on the maps. That's his skill set. And with that in mind, this passive increases this champion's max HP by 20% for each enemy killed or Hydra head decapitated. This is pretty cool. Stacks up to 50,000. 50,000 extra health makes him very tanky. At least helps him survive so he doesn't get one shot. He will go toe to toe against those HP based champions that might be, you know, surviving much longer on the Hydra. So this will help him a little bit since he's just attack based, but you're still going to be building attack on him, even though he has this skill, which is an enemy max HP skill. He does need attack for this one. You will notice a difference on his damage if he has an increased attack buff on and when he doesn't have one. So have that in mind. Attacks all enemies 2 times. First hit has a 100% chance when booked. Chance of placing block buffs for 2 turns. The second hit also has a chance to apply decreased attack. This is very cool. He's a debuffer plus enemy max HP damage dealer. Fills his champion's turn meter by 5% for each leaving enemy after the attack. This will basically happen at all times when you're fighting the Hydra. And for other areas of the game, it really depends. But again, getting 5% turn meter boost is huge. Huge. And the enemy max HP is an added bonus, but it's based on both attack and enemy max health. So you'll need to go heavy on his gear. Heavy. This activated skill also helps him a lot. Increased attack buff, increased accuracy buff, increased speed buff, all of those help. Makes it totally makes sense for his kit. I'm very happy with this skill because it can also basically reset the cooldown by 1 for your skill, your A2. So if you start out with the A2, it's a 3-turn cooldown, and then on your next turn you go with this one, forever marked. You get your increased attack, increased accuracy going. Okay, you get an extra turn. So this from a 2-turn cooldown becomes a 1-turn cooldown. You go with your A1, which now attacks all enemies. This attack will not trigger counter attacks. This is very good. Also fills this champion turn meter again by 5%. So he'll be getting lots of turn meter throughout the duration of the fight. And that's his kit. I would love to have some blessings to test this guy out because I do feel that he would benefit so much from many of the blessings that we have available. But because he's enemy max HP base, it means that he'll be locked out on that 10% max health on the boss. And that's how I went with the masteries for this guy. I was thinking, all right, I could go Helm Smasher, I could go Flawless Execution, but I think War Master makes sense to get that extra bit of damage. I think Cycle of Violence does not work at all. Maybe with his A1, since it's not enemy max health, you could kind of hopefully trigger that, but I think it's too much damage to do. 30% of an enemy head. Maybe with Helm Smasher you could do it, but I wasn't risking it. Went for the guaranteed damage War Master, and then went, of course, Cycle of Magic. This one, Lasting Gifts, since he buffs himself. And I went with also this one, Arcane Celerity, although you could have also gone with Rapid Response. He doesn't need that much accuracy because he provides accuracy to himself, plus any other accuracy bonuses you might have throughout the fight. I also went with Master Hexer to extend the duration of his debuff. Block buffs is huge. And then I went with Heart of Glory, single out, and it just went down the road here for this one. Down the road, down the lines with the upgrades here. So that's masteries, that's skills. Merciless set. This is quite the upgrade. I tried him first with a relentless set. The merciless set, it's just so much better. I thought, okay, I gotta redo the video basically. I redid my thinking behind everything that I was trying to do. This is so much better, but it is a much more difficult set to do, and that's why I have kind of low stats for me. Okay, 5.6k attack, it's low for my account. 268 crit damage, it's okay. 202 speed, that is very low for the Hydra. I initially built him with 270 speed, which might affect my results in the test that I'll be doing. I'll be comparing him with Acrizia. But again, if you can push it with the gear that you have to about 240 speed, I think that's okay, considering it's a merciless set, right? And this already gives you some speed. It gives you the 30% chance to decrease a random skills cooldown while dealing damage, and that the fact that you're doing AoE attacks also helps that. And you get your cooldowns, you get extra turns. It's just great. It's just great. Enough with the talk. Let's go. I'll do a very quick showcase on how he works for the Spider's Den, all right? For this one though, I think I'm gonna remove something here. I need a speed booster in there because he's 202 speed. It's not gonna be good. So I think I'm just gonna do Sifi. Yeah, 10%. I think I should be able to get the turn. So I remove the H-burn. It's not gonna work like it's supposed to, but I want to show you guys the damage. All right, I want to show you guys the damage. Okay, so we put it 2x. Let's see who goes first. So we trigger there the enemy max health. We see it's a 1.479 that you need to do in terms of damage, guys. So have that in mind on the damage that he will do, our buddy will do right now. So first test. Let me show you on how much damage this does without the increased attack. Let's see. Can we hit the 1.479? 1.346, 1 point. I didn't see the number there, but it wasn't exactly there. It wasn't exactly there. And on my testing with the relentless set, with a defense down, by the way, on my testing with the relentless set, I wasn't even getting close to that. I was getting half of that. Okay, half of that. But the relentless set gives you that opportunity to get extra turns, get more attacks over time, but it's a 12% chance. So I think merciless set is becoming the meta in terms of AoE champions, especially since they get those multiple attacks through. Okay, so right now, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that once we do our damage here, it's only, well, weaken and defense down. Weaken and defense down. So let's just see the increased attack buff that he provides to himself, and then let's see the A2. This should also kill all the spiralings here. 1.467, 1 point. I think that was that hit the cap, but you can see that even with the increased attack that I have, even with the gear that I have, I'm not really hitting the enemy max health there, but it's fine, because imagine that going for a prolonged duration of the fight. You had a 2-star ascension on him, not ascension, blessing on him. I would have hit some really high numbers for sure because of the 750 attack that they get. And if I show you guys the Acrizia, just to compare the damage, okay, let's see if I can apply defense down first. Is my Acrizia gonna go? All right, let's say with no defense down on weekend, Acrizia hits for 750, 681. So with defense down on weekend, we should hit the cap. Okay. Let's go in there. We should be able to land the defense down on weekend now, so we can see Acrizia hitting for the max health. But remember, Acrizia also has the 3-star ascension, awakening ascension. It's on the gear. She's got good gear, but it's relentless gear, so she is getting those extra turns if you compare it. So let's see. We hit defense down weekend. That's good. All right, we hit with the cold heart, and let's see that hitting that cap. 1.479. That should be the other one, also 1.479. And you can see that the damage is about the same. It's about the same. Acrizia has enemy max health though on every one of her skills, and this one specifically is actually pretty strong. It's a double hitting enemy max HP. She's got double hitting enemy max HP here. Single hit here, but again, enemy max HP. And she's got a good passive that helps her survive. So it's a void, and then there's a non-void. We're comparing the two, okay? Let's go into the Hydra. That's where I think he'll see the most usage. But of course, with that kind of kit, he makes sense to use everywhere. It's an enemy max HP damage dealer. But again, for AoE attacks, you want to go for the Hydra, okay? Let's go into Nightmare, okay? And I want to see on how long it's going to take us to get the 1 key. Usually it takes me like, I think... Wait, do I do with the Archer stun? Do I open with Krisk with that? No, I should open with the Provoke always, all right? I want Provoke always with the Archer, just in case. And I want this guy to always do his A2 first and then his A3. Then Krisk to open, I think he can open with the A2. Prioritize the Provoke. Let's have that also. I think we're okay. By the way, for this one, I wouldn't necessarily need Ugo because she's my defense down block buffs. But I want to have an extra block buffs, I guess, in the team. Always. So, okay, let's go and see how long this is going to take us to do the 1 key. I'll be commenting throughout the fight. This is full auto. I'm going to do the same thing with Acrizia just to compare the two. But really, I'm focusing on our new enemy max HP nuker, okay? Let's see how he does with the Merciless. Of course, there's RNG when things proc and all that, but 265, 250, all right, on everything, and we're already at a 1 million about per turn. And this is gonna go up as he gets the increased attack buff as well. And as the heads drop, he'll get tankier and do, of course, more damage, way more damage. So we just want to have, look at that now, 300,000 damage. And if we get a weak hit, it was like 30k. I noticed on the left side there. There's a bug currently on the test server, unfortunately, where enemy max health is reducing by a huge amount. And I'm not sure what's causing it. We died there. That's not really good. But okay. At least we revived. Should be alright. Once I kill the head of decay, I should be okay, right? Decreased attack on us. That's not good, actually. If the decreased attack affects my damage a lot. Maybe using a cleanser together with this guy is the way to go. Yeah, because the cleanses are something I think are really needed. Especially with a decreased attack buff. Debuff. Anyway. Alright, let's go. Extra turn. We get the big damage going. We are still 1 million damage per turn. We are at 1 minute 30. The turns that the bosses are going to take is also going to be... I'll see both the time and the boss turn count. And I also died there. So I think I didn't really lose any damage. Because when you get revived by Sifi, you get 100% turn meter. So... it's actually cool to have in mind. Let's see. We're doing good damage. We're not hitting the cap, I don't think, in terms of damage on the heads just yet. There's no defense down, though. So that's Ugo's job. Because, well, I also have Mishinagi. So, yeah, Ugo could completely be replaced here. Because of the block buffs that I'm applying. It's just that the heals may be needed. Plus the cleanse. Okay. We get the bad head now. It's up on the board, this head. The Head of Suffering reduces damage taken by AoE attacks. So, it's annoying. It's going to take us a while to clear that. But I think we're going to hit the cap of the damage. Or the 1 key, at least, very soon. So, 2 minutes 30. We're a little bit over the 1 million. Okay. Yeah. And I think this should be about 30 turns for the 36 million. And it gets interesting because of the amount of buffs he has. The Head of Mischief is going to be targeting him, which I don't like. Even though it's a spirit, I don't like that. So I would need to, if I would optimize my build, I would definitely need, look at that. We get stolen, so that's not good. We lose a ton of damage because of that. I would need to optimize my Mischief tank. So my Krisk. But okay. Let's carry on. See, yeah, the Head of Mischief is annoying for sure. I thought this This would have gone 36 million at the 30 turns, but okay, finally he's targeting my boy Krisk. The thing that's very interesting though is how it would go in very, very prolonged fights where Acrizia just gets your champions back so easily. Will this guy do that? Will he get that role in the team of getting back your champions when they're eaten in a very prolonged fight? I mean, better testing would needed to be done, but I don't have blessings on him, and my merciless gear, which I think you need on this guy, is just not there yet. So I think we hit it now. Once he hits once more, it should be there. 4 minutes and yeah, 4 minutes and 10. 4 minutes 10 with 33 turns. I think that's enough, right? Yeah, 4 minutes 10. We're gonna hit now for big numbers, and we jump immediately to 40 million. All right, let's say how long it takes for 40 million and what the score is at the end. Let's exit. 40 million, and we did let's see, 22 million of that. 22 was Othorion, more than double than Mishinagi, who has a 5-star, okay, of course, and of course more than Archer. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Would this be somebody that you would be summoning for in the future? I think I would. I would personally go for it. Although, I mean, okay, how many champions am I going to be building for the Hydra? Well, this seems to be their focus with all the new champions. So, okay, let's test out now Acrizia. Same kind of thing, but I will not talk or anything. I'll just skip right through to the end. Let's free regroup. I'll put in Acrizia. Same kind of concept. All right, I'm not going to change her gear. She's in a relentless set, though, so she could potentially be used with the merciless set. But I have her 276 speed, 325% crit damage, so she's 80% crit damage more than my boy Othorion. And her gear, as I said, she's on a 2-star, so she doesn't get the defense, but she gets the HP and the attack, which benefits her. She doesn't do damage based on defense. So where's my Acrizia, just to show you guys if it's fair and all. In terms of the showcase, yeah, ascended gloves, giving me the crit rate that I need, and good speed there on the boots, and double refresh. So same thing, double refresh, but way more crit damage, and War Master. So same kind of deal. Let's go in the fight, and we'll get started. I'll skip right to the part where we hit 40 million. Okay, we almost hit the 1 key so far. Acrizia just got eaten. We have the Head of Suffering again. We should be able to get her back. There's the 1 key. In terms of time, it's slower to reach the 40 million. We were at 4 minutes 11 seconds, and this one's going to take a little bit longer, considering also Acrizia is out of the fight, but it would be part of the game, right? So I haven't targeted anything, no manual targeting, no nothing, but we're gonna reach the 40 million just now with Acrizia finally out of the fight. All the other champions did that 3 million for that final part, and yeah, there we go. I mean, if Acrizia hit, that would have jumped the score way higher. So let's end the battle. 32 turns. Okay, I think that's okay. Acrizia did a solid 20 million, 6 million from the Archer, 10.9 from Mishinagi, because they were fighting when she was out of the fight. If she was still in the fight, she would have done it a lot. I noticed lots of extra turns throughout this. So yes, it's a lot of RNG with those extra turns, giving her the cooldowns back for all of her skills. But she's single target. And if we think about Othorion, he's AoE on both of his skills. He gets Terminator, and he was so much slower, less crit damage, and yeah, I think it was a fun showcase. The merciless set is definitely something that you need on him, though. I feel he doesn't perform at all without it. Even like with the defense down, weaken on enemies, he will not perform that well. I think he needs that ignore defense to really get his damage going. But yeah, I think he's my next favorite non-void to get, other than of course Harima and all that. But in terms of PvE stuff, let me find him. I just look at them all, and I just cannot find him. There we go. There's Othorion. I honestly think that he is a top champion. In terms of all the other areas where you should be using him, if you do happen to get him, it's wherever there's multiple enemies. But there's not that many areas where you care about so much about multiple enemies. Of course, since he's enemy max health damage dealer, you can use him on bosses. Definitely not ice golems. Peak, he'll be very squishy in there. And then everything else, it really depends what you also already have available. We don't really have a dungeon where there's multiple enemies that you have to beat, except for the Spider's Den, which I showcased. So that was the video, guys, on Othorion, brand new enemy max HP nuker. What do you guys think? I think it was a fair assessment comparing him to Acrizia. Obviously, though, gear plays a big role. Ascensions, Awakenings play a big role. But he's definitely going to be in my wish list. What do you think? Leave it down below in the comments. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.